Hello, I'm Ollie and this is Criminolly, where I talk about crime, pulp, horror, that kind of thing. Today, Seaman, I've got a book haul for you. It's been a while since I've done a book haul, so I've got a few things to go through with you. Let's get the Seaman out of the way first. I have these 7 nautical adventures by Alexander Kent about a seaman called Richard Bolitho. So my grandfather was a huge fan of Alexander Kent, and I've never read him, so I'm quite looking forward to reading these. I think Steve Donahue talked about him on his channel ages ago and was saying how much fun these were. So certainly in kind of the 60s and 70s, this kind of historical nautical adventure was hugely popular in the UK, probably particularly with people like my grandfather. And these are all dead cheap, so I thought I'd pick them up and give them a go. So let me go through them and show you what they all are. So the first one is Richard Bolitho Midshipman. We have Commander King's Ship, Passage to Mutiny, and they've all got these lovely painted covers, obviously all done by the same artist. Form Line of Battle, Signal Close Action, A Tradition of Victory, and Success to the Brave. So looking forward to diving into those at some point. Oh, and I forgot to say, you will have noticed there are shelves behind me. They're somewhat sparsely populated at the moment, but I finally got my bookshelves sorted out. And I'm hoping to get them fully stocked with books before I film my Saturday wrap-up video. So it's Thursday today when I'm filming this, so I've got a little bit of time, but I've got many boxes of books, and I need to figure out how to fit as many of those books as possible into these shelves, but very excited to have them. Right, anyway, moving on. So another book I got from the same charity shop, and another author my grandfather was a big fan of, Desmond Bagley. So this is the Vivero letter. So I read Desmond Bagley's novel High Citadel a little while ago, which was absolutely fantastic. Just a really brilliant thriller. So looking forward to this. Got a fantastic helicopter crashy cover. And it's about the mob and an antique gold tray and tropical rainforest. It's got all the ingredients of a fantastic thriller. Something completely different next. So got a couple of these rather interesting Mills and Boon Euromances. So these were brought to my attention by Roy at A Yard of Random Books, who picked up a few of these for Ultima More. So this is a series of books that were published by Mills and Boon and Harlequin in the US, but I think originally by Mills and Boon, to commemorate the signing of the Maastricht Treaty, which, if you don't know, was a treaty that kind of forged closer bonds of European unity in the 90s. So they did a series of these novels, one for each country that was part of the European Union at the time. So I have 2, one for Turkey and one for Germany. So for Turkey I have Haunting Alliance by Catherine George, which they've got wonderful bizarre covers, so slightly bizarre cover there, and some nice pictures of Turkey on the back as well. And then for Germany, this book has, I think, the most romantic title I've ever heard of from a book, and fittingly romantic for a series of books that was inspired by a political treaty. It is called Designed to Annoy, which is not terribly romantic. It's by Elizabeth Oldfield. And again, we have some nice pictures of Germany on the back there. So yeah, very much looking forward to both of these. Moving on then, something completely different. So again, this is a book I became aware of through another booktuber. So Alan at Big Hard Books and Classics mentioned this book in a comment on one of my videos. I think it was on one of my videos, maybe on one of his videos, the other day anyway, and said it was fantastic. So it's Hard Rain Falling by Don Carpenter. So it sounds like a really gritty and enjoying noir. But yeah, it looks absolutely fantastic. I'd never heard of it until Alan brought it to my attention. So yeah, really looking forward to this. Very much up my alley. Oh, and I've noticed it was published by the New York Review of Books, which presumably means it's quite clever as well, which is less up my alley, but I'm sure it'll still be very good. Next up, another book, kind of inspired by a booktuber, actually written by a booktuber. So this is Hey Bert by Roberto Pastore from the channel Pastore Time. his book of poetry. So I'm not a huge fan of poetry, as people who've watched the channel will know, but these few months are months where I'm trying out different things. So, you know, I've talked about trying out comic books in a Ask Criminology video I did the other day, or getting back into comic books, shall we say. Obviously, I've been reading a lot of romance recently. I'm reading classics at the moment, so I'm all for trying things that I'm not sure if I'm going to like or not. Now, having said that, Bert is a fantastic guy, so I'm sure this book is fantastic, but it is poetry, and I'm not normally a fan of poetry. But yeah, very much looking forward to reading this. Okay, another BookTube-inspired book next. So I've been meaning to read this trilogy for years, and I'm fairly sure I had the first book when I was a teenager, but never got around to it. So it's the Illuminatus Trilogy by Robert Shea and Robert Anton-Wilson, which is supposed to be fantastic. So Jason Harrigan was talking about this the other day on his channel, and reminded me of it, and he praised it so highly and said it was so much fun that I immediately leapt onto eBay and bought a copy of it. So yeah, looking forward to diving into that soon. Moving on, so more BookTube inspired buys. So Brian at Bookish was talking the other day about the fact he was reading A Rage in Harlem by Chester Himes, which reminded me that I really need to read more Chester Himes. So I've only read one of his books, which is now, the name of which is completely escaping me now, but it was, I think, books 5 in the Harlem cycle. So I popped onto eBay and found a seller who was selling 2 of these anthologies, which have each got 3 books in, and then a standalone as well for a really good price. So I grabbed the bundle. So the first one has got A Rage in Harlem, The Real Cool Killers, and The Crazy Kill. And the second one, which is volume 3, has got Cotton Comes to Harlem, Blind Man with a Pistol, and Plan B, which I think is actually unfinished. I'm not sure if they got someone else to finish it off for this or not, but I think Chester Himes died before finishing that one. And then there's also a standalone, The End of a Primitive, which I know nothing about. So I'm really excited to dive into Chester Himes again. The one that I read by him, I really, really enjoyed. Whilst I've been recording this, the postman has actually been and dropped off 3 things. So let me talk to you about those quickly. So first one is a Mills and Boon double romance, so from the Mills and Boon Heroes series, which is where they have their kind of suspensey type stuff. So this has got Kansas City Cop by Julie Miller, and Appalachian Abduction by Debbie Herbert. So Appalachian Abduction is, I can't remember if it's the 2nd or 3rd book, but I read, I think it's the 2nd one actually, look at this. So I read Appalachian Prey last week and really, really enjoyed it. So I bought this double specifically for Appalachian Abduction, but I will read the other one as well because it looks quite fun. But yeah, I loved Appalachian Prey. So I've also got another Mills and Boon double in the mail, which has got the other book in the series in it. So yeah, looking forward to that. And then at the same time, because it was one of those deals where like you buy one and get 20% off the next one. So I flicked through what they had, and they had a copy of Assassin by Shaun Hutson, which I remember being one of Shaun Hutson's most repellently graphic and gory novels. I read it when I was a teenager, so yeah, looking forward to reading that one again. It's a fantastic cover as well, isn't it? It's about like a zombie hitman from what I remember. And then the other thing the postman bought is a book I didn't mean to order. So one of my subscribers, DDB, has been needling me for ages about the fact that I've never read a sports book. And he's a big fan of sports books and non-fiction generally. So I said to him, okay, tell me a sports book, I'll buy it and I'll read it. And he said, Fever Pitch by Nick Hornby. So I dutifully went online and ordered Fever Pitch by Nick Hornby, and it's just been delivered, but it's not what I thought it was. So I need to check the listing to find out if it's my error or their error. I thought I was buying Fever Pitch the novel by Nick Hornby, but in fact I bought Fever Pitch the screenplay by Nick Hornby, which I didn't want. So I need to double check. I'm fairly sure it's their oh, that's interesting. So I'm fairly sure it's their error, but having said that, I've just looked and it's signed. So maybe I won't let them know they made an error. Maybe I'll hang on to this and just buy another copy of the novel, because that's actually quite cool. If I like it, but it's got pictures from the film and everything. So yeah, maybe I will hang on to this. Maybe I'll read the novel, then read the screenplay, and then watch the film. If I like the novel. So yes, fever pitch. And then I've got 2 more things to go through. So again, when I bought the Illuminatus Trilogy, again, it was quite expensive. It was like £10, and it was in one of those deals where you get money off something else. So I flicked through and I had a Jack Ketchum novel, Only Child, which I don't know anything about. But I've been getting into Ketchum recently. I've read a few of his things since starting BookTube, and really enjoyed them. So yeah, I've got this one as well to try. I think it was originally published under another title. I don't know if it says that on the... No, it doesn't say in the copyright. I'm fairly sure it's also available under another title. But yeah, looking forward to diving into that at some point. And then finally, I got an unexpected delivery the other day, which was this, Shiver by Junji Ito, which was very, very kindly sent to me by Michelle from the channel Michelle's Melancholia. So as I said earlier, I did an Ask Criminology video the other day where I talked about like graphic novels and comics and how I was interested in getting back into them again. And I've never read Junji Ito, which is, you know, a shocking confession for someone who's a horror fan and also, you know, at one time was a comics fan as well. So Michelle very kindly sent me this copy of Shiver, which I'm really looking forward to reading. I've wanted to read Junji Ito for ages. You know, he's famously freaky and bizarre, and this certainly looks like it lives up to that reputation. This is a collection of short stories, which is always a fantastic way to experience a new author. So yeah, really, really looking forward to reading this. And again, thank you very much, Michelle, for sending it to me. So that's the books for this book haul gone through. Do let me know if you've read any of them, if there's any I should prioritise reading. I think probably the Junji Ito will be the first one I pick up. But they will gradually make their way onto my shelves as I get my shelves filmed. And as I say, hopefully by the time I do Saturday's video, the shelves will be fully stocked. I do actually need to order some new shelves. I didn't realise that you could order extra shelves when you bought this bookcase, which is a fantastic that you can. And I haven't got quite enough shelves, so I've ordered 3 more shelves. But they're going to take a couple of weeks to get here, so I'm just going to chuck some books in for now anyway, and then rearrange once I get the additional shelves. As always, thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you're safe and well out there. Hope you're really good stuff, and I'll speak to you again very soon. Cheerio.